Happy New Year to you all. I'm Leonard Harry for TAMAPTA. Last August, we had the opportunity to attend the 5th annual Inuit Circumpolar Conference. We hope you enjoy the show.
This year, the highlight of the Inuit Circumpolar Conference held in Sisimiut, Greenland, was the arrival of the Siberian Inuit from the Chukotka region in the Soviet Union. This completes the circle of the Inuit Circumpolar Conference. The theme this year is Perfect, a celebration of Inuit unity. On July 24, 1989, approximately 1,000 Inuit from all 4 circumpolar regions arrived in Sisimiut. 2 means of transportation bring Sisimiut to the rest of the world. The Greenland delegation and residents of Sisimiut greeted everyone arriving by passenger ships down at the harbor and Sikorsky helicopter at the helipad. President of the Inuit Circumpolar Conference, Mary Simon, is proud of their major accomplishment.
One of the major achievements, I think, is the participation of the Soviet Inuit at this ICC General Assembly. We've been working over a number of years to try and secure their participation, and I think that the fact that they are here and participating at this conference is a major achievement for the ICC.
Opening ceremonies took place at the local vocational training school.
It is with great pleasure that all our visitors from the Soviet Union. Your participation in the ICC is a momentous occasion and an important milestone in Inuit history. In particular, we would like to welcome the delegation of Inuit from Chukotka who are attending this conference. I had the pleasure of meeting Nadezhda Aki and others during my trip to Chukotka last August. When the ICC was created back in 1977, founder Eben Hobson had the hope and the vision that Inuit from all countries would someday be able to meet together and freely exchange ideas in our own forum. For this reason, the national flags of the 4 Arctic countries were displayed at each of our General Assemblies since 1977. Today, this hope and vision has been fulfilled. Equally important, Inuit from all 4 countries can better acquaint ourselves with each other, exchange ideas, and experience the many dimensions of our distinct identity, culture, and society. This, then, is what the Soviet participation is all about. An ICC dream has been realized. From this day forward, we must all work to keep our vision together. Thank you. Welcome. Tagak Curly, Joe Utakyak, I'm sorry. Roger Gruben, Les Carpenter.
Each delegation from Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Russia were each introduced.
Midi Hansen, and Hans Kleist.
It was a time to remember and history made as the Siberian Inuit of Russia were introduced.
Nadezhda Otke, who is the chairperson of the Soviet Executive Committee. Ludmila Salikova. Tatiana Archikina, Ganina. Nikolai Prokhorov. Anatola Saliko. Galina Pavlovsky. Gennady Khayak.
Nadezhda Otke, the chairperson for the Soviet Executive Council Committee, gives her impressions of ICC on behalf of her delegation.
We're strongly impressed by the General Assembly and by the conference, and our intention was to come and see and learn things here at the conference, and we have very good impressions about it. We had very many questions about it, and I can tell you that the whole delegation feels very finely during this conference, and they are working very actively, and especially press with the press, and the reporters do not forget about us, and they are going around and looking and learning, and we had a very good welcome and good reception at all levels, and during all these days, so we're very pleased to have seen it.
During the 5 days of meetings, the Siberian Inuit attended all discussions and workshops. Translators for each Inuit dialect, English, French, and Russian, was provided for everyone's better understanding. The goal of establishing an Arctic policy which covers the environmental, social, cultural, economic, educational, and scientific and political issues are set to address Inuit rights at the national and international level. ICC and the Executive Council are there to inform the natives and non-natives throughout the world that the indigenous culture, environment, and identity are here to be respected and properly maintained.
While I was growing up, hunting and trapping provided my family with daily nourishment. It provided my family with shelter. Hunting and trapping provided my family with clothing. And most importantly, it provided my family with a cherished way of life. I had the privilege of knowing that way of life as a child. And during those times, I have also known hunger and poverty. Unfortunately, those two conditions still exist in some of our communities because of the anti-harvesting movement. The ultimate goal of the anti-harvesting movement is to force us to stop harvesting food for our families, destroy the markets for our renewable resource products, and ultimately divorce Native people from the land altogether. We know that this process has a name, and its name is cultural genocide. The point I make whenever I travel to meetings and conferences is that this cultural genocide also opens the door to the destruction of wildlife, the very thing the animal rights groups claim to be concerned about. Divorcing Native peoples from the land make it possible for the corporations to move in.
It is time to recognize that the threat of nuclear war is a violation of the human right to peace and security. It is time to declare that a nuclear war would be a crime against humanity. It is time to shift humankind's priorities from military superiority to protecting the global environment, to fighting the threat of AIDS. It is time to redirect our resources. It is indeed time to speak of many things. Thank you.
Here are some issues which spokesperson Nadezhda Otke of the Soviet Union brought before the ICC delegation.
The program has become also kind of a statement about intentions from our side, intentions which are open, serious, and responsible. We believe that the Arctic cannot be a sphere of anybody's ambitions or influence. This region should become a zone of peace and cooperation.
During the meeting breaks, we talked to several Inuit on their thought of the ICC General Assembly, Sisimiut, and the many faces. First, here's Linda Davidovics from Kotzebue, Alaska.
We were really excited about coming. You know, it took months and months of planning to get here and, you know, to round up the people and the performance, you know, the performers that were coming up to Sisimiut. And it was kind of frustrating for a while, you know, because of the travel schedules and changes made all of a sudden. And but we're all here and enjoying every moment of the conference.
What's the highlight of the ICC conference for you?
Oh, the highlights. It's just, I think the highlights is meeting the people and being here in Sisimiut. It's just beautiful, beautiful.
Have you met any of the Siberian Inuit?
Yes, yes. Their dormitory is right next to our dormitory.
Oh, is that right?
So we get a chance to see them first thing in the morning. You know, we eat breakfast with them and we eat lunch with them, and you know, we're right here sitting in the conference. We expected them in Kotzebue in '86, and we really, you know, planned to have them in the conference in Kotzebue, but things didn't work out, and we were really disappointed. The people in Kotzebue were really disappointed, you know, but they have their chance here in Sisimiut, and we're really enjoying them, especially their dancing.
Have you been to Greenland before?
Yes, I was here before in 1973.
How do you like it and notice the difference from the people?
They've grown a lot because there was about 3,300 people at that time, but it's over 5,000 now, and they have new schools and new building programs here that I've never seen in other parts of the town. They're all, and they got some bigger ships coming in here now, I guess.
What's the highlight for this Inuit Circumpolar Conference for you?
I think it's just, you know, get to know people more and meet other people from other countries, and then talk different dialects to other people, and it's interesting.
Can you understand the people when they talk in their different
Most
dialects?
of them, yeah. Most of them I can understand and talk. Several in Canada and Alaska, of course, is my main dialect, and several others from northern Canada and some from here. Not hard to learn if you listen carefully.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, say hello to everybody, eh?
Yes. Every night, entertainment of all kinds was put on at the sports center.
People from Chukotka, there's Chukotka mute. Ungasok miupungok.
On the final day of the assembly, all delegations were discussing and accepting amendments and policies. The Arctic policy and principles is set to ensure that proper management and development be administered to the Inuit circumpolar environment, culture, education, economic, social, and political goals.
We have at least 42 resolutions that have been passed out from the resolution committee. It's a lot of resolutions. I'd like to ask if all of those resolutions have been translated. Resolution number 1, ozone layer protection, is up for introduction and adoption. I open the floor for discussion. No discussion or amendments? All those in favor of passing this resolution, raise your right hand. Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution 8913, a resolution on the implementation of ICC comprehensive Arctic policy elements and principles at the national and regional levels within the nation states of the member parties.
Well, the way I understand this resolution is that the regions want to have some flexibility in determining when to work out the different policy principles that have been adopted by this General Assembly. I think that it has to be understood that these principles will have, these are just principles to develop a policy, to develop a comprehensive policy. And ICC is going to have to work very closely with the regions in developing further a comprehensive policy. And I think what they're trying to do through this resolution is give some flexibility to regional conditions and views and so on.
In our understanding, when we're working on this resolution, my name is Chikili over here, that if any our organization, if Northern Quebec, doesn't accept the Arctic policy, we cannot follow it. That's how we understood the vote.
All those in favor of passing resolution 8913, raise your hand. Could we have a count, please? All those opposed to, those abstaining from voting? This resolution fails to pass because it did not get the required 2/3 vote of approval from each country. Well, out with the old and in with the new. I'd like to
The
ask
new Executive Council elected for the next 3-year term are Imma Ayer and Akhiluk Linga for Greenland. For Alaska, Curly Johnson and Eddie McLean, and Leslie Carpenter was voted as the Vice President of ICC Executive Council from Canada. At first ballot for President of ICC, it was a tie between Mary Simon of Canada and Akhiluk Linga of Greenland.
There is still not elected a president.
Not moments later, Akhiluk Linga graciously gave his vote in support of Mary Simon.
Thank you very much for those who voted for me. Especially thank you to the Greenland delegation of the full support. As I stated in my speech, Pingatipa Inuit Katusimanissan. I respect that we show unity. Therefore, TAMAPTA therefore, with great respect for the votes given to me, I therefore have the pleasure, the big pleasure, to give my votes to Mary Simon. Mary Simon.
I think we have to work very hard to ensure that the preservation of our culture and identity is maintained. It's us as Inuit that have the responsibility of making sure that that our identity and culture doesn't deteriorate over the years. And also, you know, we should not assume that if just because everything seems to be okay, that it will always remain that way. So I think we have to work together collectively to promote our rights, not just through the ICC, but also through other organizations, whether they be regional, national, or locally.
What is the feeling you're getting from everybody that's the delegates and the people in Sisimiut concerning the Siberian Inuit?
Well, it's a very positive one. I think everybody's very happy that they're able to be here for the first time. I think people are very excited about, you know, their participation and also the possibility of them continuing as participants or members of the ICC in the future.
First of all, I want to wish all Canadian Inuits all the best. And I want to say that we are very much interested in expanding contacts with Canadian Arctic Zone and Canadian Inuits. We were in Canada last year during a conference, Inuit conference, and we hope that such meetings could continue well in the future. And we hope to have more contacts of different kinds, economic, social, cultural contacts and relations, and just simply human contacts. So, and I wish that work in that direction would continue.